Are you PCSing to Fort Knox, Kentucky? If so, this is the video for you. In today's video, we are going to have the ultimate showdown between Elizabethtown, Kentucky and Louisville, Kentucky to try to figure out which would be the best fit for you. So stick around. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Katie Skeen, a local real estate agent here in Louisville, Kentucky. And on my channel, we talk about everything related to moving to and living in Louisville, Kentucky. So if you're interested in more information about Louisville, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I post new videos every Friday morning, so I don't want you to miss out. Now in today's video, I'm trying to help those of you who are PCSing to Fort Knox, Kentucky. Where in the world should you live? We're going to have the ultimate showdown between Elizabethtown, Kentucky and Louisville, Kentucky to help you figure out where you want to live. Now, I spent some time on the Citytistics website doing research for this video, trying to figure out, what categories are most important when you're considering Elizabethtown versus Louisville. Now, let me just throw out there real quick. We locals call Elizabethtown E-Town. So from here on out, when I say E-Town, I mean Elizabethtown, Kentucky. But I spent some time on Citytistics and I was really trying to figure out what are the most important categories. And you know what I found out? A lot of the categories are actually tied or very similar in their ratings. So I want to jump to the good stuff and I want to jump to the category that I think is actually the most important category for you to consider when you're choosing between Elizabethtown and Louisville. The first category we're going to look at is amenities. What kind of amenities do both of these places have? Now, the first amenity I want to talk about is food. If you've watched any of my videos at all, I almost always talk about food and I have recommendations of where to go and what to eat. My husband and I love to go out to eat. We consider ourselves a bit of foodies, so I couldn't make a video without talking about food, but we're going to look at some of the restaurant options in both E-Town and Louisville. According to TripAdvisor, the 3 top restaurants in E-Town where you can eat is the Back Home Restaurant, Texas Roadhouse, and To Be Tied. Now, the Back Home Restaurant is kind of a classic country style cooking in Kentucky, mashed potatoes and gravy, roast beef, that kind of a stuff. And that kind of food is really good. So I've never personally been to this restaurant, but apparently it's number 1 in E-Town. So if you're there, you should visit it. Number 2 is Texas Roadhouse. Now, I've got nothing against Texas Roadhouse. It's actually my son Parker's favorite restaurant. Who doesn't like those cinnamon butter and those gooey rolls and a good steak that's affordable? Texas Roadhouse is delicious and it's a great place to eat. So I certainly can't hold that against E-Town. Now, as far as restaurants in Louisville, there's actually so many restaurants here that it would be hard for me even to categorize or name them to you. But if you're interested in more restaurant suggestions, be sure to check out some of my neighborhood videos and also my moving to Louisville video, 12 things you need to know, where I talk about some more of those restaurants. But just this spring, Apartment Advisor ranked Louisville as the number 1 foodie city in America. I can't even believe it. I mean, I knew the food was good here, but number 1? Now, a lot of other organizations have put us in their top 10 or top 20 in the nation, but I was really proud to find out that this spring we reached that number 1 rating. And so to say that we have great food here is an understatement. If you want casual dining all the way up to fine dining, we have everything mixed in between, all different kinds of cuisines. We have a lot of local food and restaurants and chefs. Even the famous Edward Lee has his restaurant Magnolia 610 here. So when it comes to food, I'm biased because I live in Louisville, but I think Louisville has far better food options than E-Town. The next amenity we're going to look at is shopping. The main mall in E-Town is the Town Mall. It has 2 anchor stores, Belk and JCPenney, and it has a lot of those classic, mall stores. Claire's, Journeys, American Eagle, those types of stores. Finish Line Sports. And those are some of the basic things that we absolutely need. According to Yelp, the top place to shop is actually the E-Town Peddlers Mall, which is an antique mall. So if you're looking for antiques, you might want to check that out. But I'm not sure it has a wide variety beyond those basic mall options. I actually thought one review on Yelp was really funny, so I want to read it to you. It says, "This mall reminds me of an abandoned mall in a zombie movie." So if zombie movies are your thing, maybe you should go to the Town Mall. Now, what are the shopping options in Louisville? We kind of have 3 main malls. We've got the Mall of St. Matthews, and the Oxmoor Mall. Those are our indoor malls. And then we have an outdoor mall called the Paddock Shops. The anchors of these malls include Macy's, Von Maur, Dillard's, JCPenney, and then we have a lot of, those smaller stores as well. We've got a lot of boutiques. If you're looking for more local boutiques, you might want to check out Westport Village. But all across the city, we have sprinkled, across all of these great shopping options. Out at the Paddock Shops, they have an Athleta. They have a really nice Pottery Barn store. So if you're looking for home furnishings and you like Pottery Barn, it's a really nice big store. So you'll want to check that out. But as far as shopping is concerned, we kind of have everything you could possibly want here in Louisville. Even some of the smaller, more upscale shops that you wouldn't necessarily expect to see in a city our size. I think we have a lot of great offerings for shopping. So when it comes to the shopping category, I'm going to have to say that Louisville is the winner. The last part of the amenities category is entertainment. Now, when I researched on TripAdvisor the top 10 things to do in E-Town, the first thing that came up was the Swope Cars of Yesteryear Museum. Now, this actually sounds like kind of a cool place. One benefit is that the admission is free. They have cars dating all the way back to the early 1900s, so I think it would be pretty cool to see some of those historical cars if that's something that you're into. The second place they recommend visiting is Freeman Park. Freeman Park has a lake where you can rent paddle boats, you can feed ducks. There's also several historical sites on that land in that park, including Lincoln's Heritage House. So I think that sounds like a really neat and beautiful place to visit as well. When we think about some of the entertainment options in Louisville, when it comes to museums, we have so many. Muhammad Ali Museum, the Slugger Factory Museum, the Kentucky Derby Museum, the Kentucky Science Center. When you think about sports, we've got the University of Louisville Cardinals football and basketball. We've got the Louisville Bats, and then of course we have Lou City, our pro soccer team. So we have several sports offerings here in Louisville. We've got music festivals. We've got Bourbon and Beyond. We've got Louder Than Life. And then of course, one of my favorites is Waterfront Wednesdays in the summertime down on the Ohio River. And of course, I can't forget to mention the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby is here in Louisville, Kentucky. It's one of the biggest horse races of the year, and it happens the first Saturday of May right near downtown Louisville. So when we think about amenities, food, shopping, and entertainment, in my opinion, Louisville has got to be the winner in that category. So it just depends on you. It depends on your personality. What are you looking for? Are you looking for more of a quiet, country living atmosphere closer to Fort Knox? Well, then E-Town might be the place for you. But if you're looking for things to do, food to eat, shopping, if you want lively entertainment, Louisville might be a better fit for you. And there's no right or wrong. It's just up to your personality and your preferences. If you have any more questions about the amenities in both of these places, please make sure you reach out. And hold up, I know we've got some more categories to talk about, but I need your help. Could you please like this video and subscribe to my channel? I'm trying to get up to 100 subscribers, and it would really help me if you would subscribe. So please, please, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's look at some of these other city-tistics categories that they give for E-Town versus Louisville. The first one is cost of living. Now, it actually rated both E-Town and Louisville at an A+. The cost of living is very affordable in both places, and actually in the state of Kentucky, it's very affordable in general for this state. According to the U.S. News World and Report, we are the 9th lowest cost of living state in the entire United States. So pretty much anywhere you live in Kentucky, it's going to be more affordable. The Bureau of Economic Analysis says that each individual living in Kentucky will need approximately $36,574 per person. So this one is a toss-up for sure. The next city-tistic category we want to look at is crime. Now, I was actually really surprised by these ratings. Louisville was rated at an A- and E-Town was rated at a B+. Now, I would think that we actually have more crime here in Louisville. My best guess is that because we are larger in Louisville and we have a bigger population, maybe when they average that out, like it made us appear like we overall had less crime, but that honestly really surprised me. But those ratings are so close together, I would say that's a toss-up as well. And as always, I would recommend that you do more research about safety, look at crime reports. There's lots of websites out there that kind of help you assess the crime in different neighborhoods as well. So always be sure to check that out when you're thinking about where to live. The next city-tistics category I want to look at is education. They put both E-Town and Louisville at a C+. So they're equal. Again, it's a toss up. I mean, there's workarounds in both places to find a good school for your children. If you're specifically thinking about Louisville, make sure to check out my other videos about the Jefferson County Public School System here, because those will be really helpful in understanding what options you do have available here in Louisville. The public school system down near E-Town is a little bit more straightforward. It's also a countywide school, but it's based on where you live, so it's pretty straightforward. Both E-Town and Louisville have a slightly higher than average college enrollment for their students, and they both also have a 16-to-1 student to teacher ratio, which is fairly low. So when we look at education, it's really a toss-up between these two places. I hope you've enjoyed this ultimate showdown between E-Town, Kentucky and Louisville, Kentucky. Why don't you comment below which one you would choose and why? We would love to hear from you. I also wanted to mention that this video was actually made because a viewer asked about living down in E-Town and was wanting more information about that. So I love to hear from you guys what information you're interested in moving to Louisville, Kentucky. And if you are considering moving to Louisville, Kentucky, be sure to check out my other video, Moving to Louisville, 12 Things You Need to Know. You won't want to miss that one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.